down there. So hello to you, not to you Harvey. So I'm out for another camp with Harvey this time, so a pair of us, and we're in the Brecon Beacons and we're going to try to do a camp at a lovely spot just on the west flank of Cribyn. But it has in the past been very busy up here. I'm not sure whether we're going to get our chosen spot or whether we have to go for a plan B. But we don't really have a plan B. So lovely Saturday afternoon, I guess now around 3 o'clock, so not particularly late. A nice easy drive over from Kent. 23 degrees on the way over here, but fortunately it should be a little cooler up at the top, maybe a bit under 20. So we've parked in the car park down the bottom of the valley there. Lovely big free car park, gravel, and we're going to work our way up the Roman road and walk up past the disused reservoir and the dilapidated old dam, and then to head up there to Cribyn, which is up there. Some more campers down near the little pond at the bottom of the path. Wonder whether down there it's any less windy than it is up here. So we've made it to our chosen spot. There's Cribyn, and it's quite a decent afternoon now. It has been a relentless wind while we were pitching the tents up, but we're at our chosen spot just on the west flank of Cribyn. There was already somebody here, but he's quite an amiable chap and quite happy that we were going to be pitching up too. It's Harvey walking up in front of the mighty penny fan. There's Simon, bravely about to send his drone up in 17-mile-an-hour wind. And down in the valleys, the sun is shining. So there's our spot, the bottom of Cribyn. 3 tents just drying out in the sunshine because of the dew that we've seen overnight.
The wind's quietened down quite a lot. There's still a reasonable amount there. The valley up to Penny Fan, which is still in the clag. So there's Harvey and Simon. Simon's packing up his North Tent Vern. It's Harvey's Durston X Mid 2 and my Tarptent Stratospire 1. It's nice when you meet people with other tents. The Vern definitely performed better last night in the strong wind, but the two trekking pole tents didn't let us down, just they're not quite as robust as a geodesic one. There's Cribyn, bathed in sunshine this morning. So we're about to leave our spot on the western flank of Cribyn. This is the area we're pitched up. As always, leave no trace, just some flattened grass, and grass which some of the sheep have unflattened for us as well, as they came up here to rip some up to eat this morning. So we came from that way over Cribyn. We're now heading that way up over Penny Fan and to Corndu. So we'll bid you farewell for the day, and we'll see you later in the day if anything exciting happens. People up on Penny Fan. And Corndu doesn't look any less busy either. I guess it is a Sunday. So we're just off the summit of Penny Fan now. Our original plan was to go down over there to the lake, the other side. But we decided that it's a long way down, which means that tomorrow is a long way up. So we're going to scrap that idea, and we're going to walk up to Corndu and then back along the ridge, try and find some water along there because we're both getting quite short now, and then try to find somewhere to pitch up that doesn't leave us a 5-mile walk up a number of hills back to the car tomorrow morning. stop off to refill our water bottles as we're nearly out, just off of the top of Corndhu. We found a nice peaceful lunch stop. Cribyn, where we camped, is over that way. Penny Fan, Corndhu. We walked back down this ridge, and the first thing this morning, this ridge was just heaving with people. It was like Piccadilly Circus. And now it's lunchtime, it's coming up towards 1 o'clock, and it's really quietened down up here. So we decided to stop with gorgeous views over that way, and equally lovely views over the other way, over here, into the next valley across. Although we're not sure what it's called. There's a water reservoir down the bottom there. It's not too breezy now, but there is a little bit of wind. So I'll walk over here, and you can see Harvey's hunkered down in a little hollow, keeping out of the sunshine and trying to get into his rehydration tablet tube with his nails. Well, hey! And I've got a spicy sausage pasta on the go, or at least I did have, because I now think that my gas may well have run out. Never mind, have another one. Bit of a better day today than it was yesterday. No dark clouds. Wind's died down an awful lot as well. Much nicer day to be up in the hills, because you can actually see where you're going and where you've been. And you can see that lovely mottled sunshine and shade on the mountains. I always said I think there should be a British word for that. And there isn't, unfortunately. But there should be a word for that mottling you get on an overcast day like this. So we're about 7.5 k into the return leg of our walk, and we're only now about 2 k from the car park. But of course we need to find somewhere to pitch up. So we've come up to the Trig Point at a relatively unnamed peak, at least I can't find the name of it, and are now looking around the fields to see if we can find anywhere to pitch up for the night. Lots of tussocks. This won't be very comfortable. Yeah. So we think we've made our decision. Just this spot here on the edge of the unnamed peak. So this is our spot for night 2. We've pitched up overlooking the car park, or the valley with the car park in. And over there you can see the diagonal path, the Roman road that we walked up. And at the bottom of the valley there is a disused reservoir, which was an area that I wouldn't have minded camping at. And then up there, the mighty Cribyn and Penny Fan just beyond the prominence just in front of us there. The disused reservoir and dam down in the bottom of the valley there, as I said, I wouldn't have minded camping at. It appears to be all private property. It isn't in the open access land. In the middle there you can see that house, and that appears to be their garden. Quite nice to have a large dam in your garden. But the path back down crosses over the stream down there past the pump house and then back to the car park. But we don't think if we went down there would be anywhere to camp because it's somebody's back garden. So we've stuck it out up here, up on the ridge for the night, because the forecast isn't for the same wind that we had yesterday. So as you can see, I've pulled back the fly on my very messy tent to get better ventilation in there, because it was very warm when we pitched up here. Sun's gone in for a moment now, but I'm sure it'll be out before too long, and that gives me really good ventilation. So that's a Stratosphere 1 from Tarptent, and over here we've got Harvey in his Durston X-Mid 2, the palatial enormous tent, and he's got a really taut pitch today because you didn't have to pitch up in the howling gale, did you? So for those of you that might be interested, these are our two tents. Mine's a Tarptent Stratosphere 1, so it's a one-person tent. So inside it there you can see that it's quite small. You've just got room enough for one wide pad in there and a couple of bits around you, but it has got two enormous vestibules. You can see how messy mine are just because I piled everything in there. Allegedly you can get a bicycle in each of the two vestibules, so you can have two bikes with you, but you can only have one person. And in the far vestibule I've got my rucksack, and this is my working one. Full mesh interior. And now we go over to Harvey's X-Mid, and this is the X-Mid 2. In terms of its actual footprint, it isn't actually that much bigger than mine, but you go inside and it's absolutely cavernous. You can see there the mesh interior there. You could easily get two wide pads in there. That really is a palace for one, and quite big enough for two. But of course, the slight downside is the vestibules are not quite as big. Nice and wide at one end, tapering down to virtually nothing at the other end. So first outing with it, what do you reckon?
Very impressed, yeah. We managed to get it tight with the wind last night, but yeah, really good. Very pleased.
Excellent. It's just coming up now to 20 past 8, so still early. The first walker has reached the Trig Point, touching the top of the Trig Point up the top there, as you always must do. I'm just drying out the final moisture off of the bottom of my ground sheet, because the ground here was quite marshy, and we found that there's some slugs around and a little bit of moisture in the ground. Otherwise, it was an almost perfect pitch. I think the tracking just got a bit confused. I walked behind there and it latched onto you, and as I walked out the other side it did a double take going back to me. Wind died down to absolutely nothing as forecast overnight, which was fabulous as we didn't get any problem with the wind whatsoever. It was a really, really quiet night, and the only thing that disturbed me was my alarm going off at 6:30 because it's Monday morning. Let's pack up this ground sheet. This ground sheet was a bit of a bargain. It comes from Quintcraft, and because it was I don't know if it's an overstock or a trial one or something, it's virtually exactly the right size for the strap one, and I got it, I think it was £30, so it was half price because it was already made. So thank you to Lucy for that, and I do love them because they're really robust. Harvey's made his own one, or his wife made it, so his partner made it, and he reckons he's holed it already, but it was made of spandex. Right. If I batten down the top of my bag, you can guarantee there's something I've forgotten to put in it. I can't see anything on the ground. Down to this much water now. So about 300, 350 mils. How much have you got left, Harvey?
Must be about the same, only about half a bottle.
And half a bottle of water each, but we've only got to go down there. The inReach is a bit weird. The battery went down from 97% to 49% in the first 12 hours. Now in the next, whatever it is, 36, it's gone down to 37, so it's gone down another 10% in a day and a half, and went down 50% in the first day. I don't know what it was doing, updates or something. Now going downhill, I'll definitely be using the walking poles to help my poor old knees. Right, this is our spot, just about to leave. As always, leave no trace. There's not really even any flattened grass because these tussocks are not easy to flatten. Say goodbye to the sheep as we go past, who have been our friends for last night. Bye bye Flossie and Flossie's daughter. Be seeing you. Haha. Looks like Harvey's made his way back to the path now. I'm still walking cross country along the sphagnum moss filled pit. Imagine in the winter, this is a real quagmire up here. Okay, I think it's time to get the walking poles out because shortly we're going to be heading down there. I have to say thank you to Dave, the cameraman, as very shortly we'll be leaving him. No. Oh, don't slip. Farewell. So we're coming up on the very end, last few hundred metres back to the car park on our weekend in Wales. Been a brilliant couple of days. First night in a fabulous location, and we met Simon, who was a great Polish guy, had lots of stories, many of them about sheep and camping in snow and camping on hillsides and bears and the such like. Really interesting chap, and it was really nice to have him there for the first night. Then a slog along the ridgeline, and then Harvey chose our night 2 spot. So thank you to Harvey for that. It was a great spot, only about 1.5 miles from the car, but with fabulous views and really, really quiet. So not too far to go now. So I'd like to say thank you to Harvey, my companion, for the last 2.5 days. He hasn't waved this time. He waved in take 1. There he is, he's waved. Also I'd like to say thank you to Wales, and in particular Cribyn. Not so much to Penny Fan, that was far too busy for my liking, but also thanks to the unnamed peak at the end with the fabulous views over the disused reservoir and dam for the last night when it wasn't blowing a gale. But another highly enjoyable wild camping experience. 2 days in Wales. And Harvey's pointing at something.
I think it's the car park down there.
Oh, do you think we've gone the wrong way?
I do.
Oh dear. So we've gone wrong. After all this way, we've gone wrong. But we shall bid you farewell. Enjoy your camping and get out whenever you can. And I'm going to turn around. Bye bye.
So thanks to Headley Thorne for the whole idea of this trip. I'll link his channel in the description below. Also, thanks to Simon for accepting us to his spot on the hillside, for the convivial banter, and for his excellent drone footage. And finally, thanks to Lucy at Quintcraft for the brilliant footprint for my Strat 1.
Oh, last bit of water. There, I've got back with about, what's that, 75 ml left. A perfect amount. No, Harvey, don't go.